The big voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe.
All right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be, folks. This is Winnebago Talks, and we're going to get into some introductions here by our co-hosts, as well as we do have some featured guests. It is Tuesday, and we are back online here. It's been a minute myself for being here at Winnebago Talks and stuff, so I appreciate everybody joining in. We do have some good information that we're going to presenting here throughout today's show, and we have some guests that are going to be discussing their respective programs and some of the things that are upcoming here in Winnebago. So if you have an opportunity, folks, if you guys could help us out, maybe give us a share, let people know if they want to get the lowdown on some of the things that are happening with the Winnebago Indian News, Winnebago Communications, the Big Voice Radio, and today go ahead and do your introduction and let us know who's coming on.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I'm just kidding. Everybody, my name is Bethani Redhorn, the Winnebago Communications Office Manager. And today we're going to be featuring Morning Star Counseling. Mm-hmm. They got a pretty exciting announcement as well as some information to share. And then we'll be featuring our segment. They didn't join us last week, but they'll be back. Ben up from Angel Decor Museum will be stopping in and getting into the segment of this day in history.
Okay, cool. And then we also have, go ahead and give us your introduction as well as some of the topic points.
Good morning. I'm Tyler Snake, Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager. Today I'll just be giving you some updates of the W.I.N, our most previous bagel bits, and then some news about our HCI apprentice that's going to be oncoming.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So just real quick, we do want to get some announcements out for those that are just tuning on. If you're going to be joining us here today, we have Morning Star Counseling as well as Angel Decor Museum. And then we do have a couple announcements regarding some of the programming that's going to be taking place down at the Blackhawk Center. Unfortunately, folks, we do have funerals that are going to be taking place here in the next couple of days, and they'll be utilizing the Blackhawk Center. So respectively, some of those offices, which include the finance office, the IT department, human resources, procurement, and there's credit department. Yep. Mm-hmm. Those offices will be telecommuting, meaning they'll be teleworking because the families will be in the Blackhawk Center taking care of a loved one. And so if you need to get a hold of any of those departments, please use the email system, and you can access that on our website. It's www.winnebagotribe.com, or you can call 402-878-2272, and that's to the directory, and they can transfer your call. So the post office is still going to be open and stuff, but I just know that they'll probably lock those doors, and some of those departments will have limited access. We like to call it foot traffic. You know, a lot of times after the pandemic, we would go down there and meet with the human resources and stuff. But nowadays, after the pandemic, we can go virtual. We could use the email system, and a lot of people have the cell phones. So please respect those families that are in mourning, and we send our condolences on behalf of the Winnebago Tribe and everybody here at the Big Voice and stuff. Our thoughts and prayers are with those two family members.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Winnebago Indian News, Bagel Bits.
Okay, so for our most previous issue, I only know it called by the informal way, like Wobo Kitty. So I don't know what's the real word for it.
How do you say it, Bethany?
I say Wobo Kitty.
Yeah.
So I know.
I know Ho Chunk Renaissance, if you're out there listening and stuff, a lot of people are, like to, because we call Dollar General DG, and then we call the Pony Express
Some slang.
Pony. A lot of people just say Wobo, you know what I mean? But let's try to get on the right foot. So yeah. I think if anything, Ho Chunk Renaissance, if any of you guys are listening and we need to correct that, we'll definitely do that. You know what I mean? Because our language is very important, and we want to make sure that we get out the right information. I at times, even with the English, language. I have a hard time saying some stuff, you know what I mean? I have a hard time saying kind of like particular. That's a hard word for me to say. I don't know why, you know what I mean? It's just very particular on that word.
Gotta enunciate all the syllables.
Right. So we're getting there. Anyways, talking about Wobble Kitty.
Okay, so Ho Chunk Renaissance held the Wobble Kitty cook-off on August 11th, and those who wanted to be a taste tester, they paid their $2 to give their judgment.
Oh, okay.
And then, should I name all the winners?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the one who did it the best, I suppose. But wait,
Coming
where am I?
in third place.
Oh, third place, Karen Hamilton.
All right.
Second place, Clarissa Rave.
Cool.
And then first, Danae Vargas.
All right.
Danae.
Yeah.
So if anybody sells some pans, let me know.
Yeah, we had our own version of like celebrity cook-off or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those three are celebrities and stuff, you know what I mean? So that's very good and
Pretty cool.
well known for their recipes, and a lot of thought and care that went into those recipes. And it's more than just, you know, getting something off the shelves of Hy-Vee. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you guys ever made it. Have you guys ever?
Yeah, there's a lot of intent behind that.
Yeah.
I've watched it be made.
Have you?
Went and got the corn.
Did you try over there? Did you pay the $2 and try?
I didn't make it over. I wish I did though, because it looked really good. There was all types.
Cool.
Like I never had the kind with bacon in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They're getting down.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Okay, and then I kind of just gave some updates about the Ho Chunk Village Farmers Market. They're kind of making efforts to become like a local, like even out-of-towners come here and like be a rummage of some sort.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Just want to like make note of their hours and whatnot. It's every Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 since April 14th till October 27th.
All right. If you
And there's
guys
just various things there.
are in earshot, maybe there's people, because we broadcast out of Ellen, Nebraska. I know that there's a lot of our relatives that are spread across the 4 directions here. A lot of people really get the good signal over there in Emerson, and as you know, our reservation spans over to Iowa as well, and Salone, kind of that area. So if you're in earshot, make sure you make plans to come down on Friday here to Winnebago, Nebraska, and check out that farmers market. It's pretty cool. And I know that a lot of if you're hungry, a lot of times you have an opportunity to buy a dish there.
Breakfast, lunch, snacks, baked goods.
Right. And then there's our seamstress that are there. Kind of a trivia question. A seamstress, is that gender specific? What would you call a male person that does sewing? Does anybody know? Maybe we can go to our Facebook, or we have a special guest, Mackie Scott here, that maybe can jump on Google and stuff. But I always wondered that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I heard that guys sometimes, you know, the way that they process sewing is different from our women relatives. And at times they say that the guys really enjoy it. You know what I mean? I used to kind of do a lot of sewing myself with my outfit, my regalia, and try to kind of get that going out. Fortunately, I don't think that was a true statement and stuff, because I would get frustrated. Guys get frustrated easy, and then some of that work is like trying to thread a needle is too tedious. You know what I mean? Where I rather just take
have some patience and
it
focus.
just, I mean, like, it would make my eyes kind of go cross-eyed or something like that, and just trying to thread that needle, so I lost patience. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Do you guys think that statement is true? How are you guys on your sewing skills?
I don't know. We can't really say too much.
Yeah, I still got a pending skirt that I gotta finish.
When
But
was
I
that
have, yeah, it was.
Both of us.
I had a throwback pop up of when we were creating them.
Oh, cool.
And it was when we were laying the ribbons, and it's just like the part of it, putting it together from start to finish. Even though we didn't finish yet, still gonna get it done. It's kind of like I don't know. I think it's enjoyable. I like doing it.
Yeah,
Just the process.
And they say you have to have the right mentality to do it.
Good
Don't do
feelings.
it when you're in bad thoughts or
Feeling
bad
rushed
thoughts.
or
Yeah, for sure. So if you imagine all that beautiful artwork and beautiful sewing that is taking place out there and on display, homecoming celebration, all of those beautiful thoughts, you know, in that, it's pretty powerful.
And time spent with it too.
Yeah, for sure. So that's pretty interesting. If you anyways, this Friday, right? This Friday at the Ho Chunk Farmers Market. So
Yep.
if you have an
9 to
opportunity,
5.
I seen like a cute lemonade stand one time over there. I went to go pick up some tacos, and it makes you feel good that you can support local artisans and food vendors and stuff, you know, because that's at times, you know what I mean, like we're kind of what they call in a food desert, that our food options are not really available. If you go up to urban settings, Sioux City or Omaha and stuff like that, you can choose from, you know, all those restaurants and all those fast food parlors or whatnot. But here in Winnebago, we have just kind of a limited number, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're down to just a handful of people that offer and stuff. Question.
Yeah, we had a couple, something pop up said Taylor. I think that might have been towards your trivia question.
Oh, so a seamstress is a woman and then a guy is a tailor.
Yes.
So I'm going to tailor some stuff up, boy.
As we were talking, it's like,
Yeah.
I Googled it. I beat Mackie to it.
What'd you come up with?
It said, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, a seamstress is a woman whose occupation is sewing. A male is referred to as a seamster. But it says a tailor is a person whose occupation is making or altering outer garments.
Okay, so would that be considered a tailor?
Seamster.
I like the word. That's our word of the day, boy. You know what I mean? Let's get that out there.
Someone said my name wrong.
Yeah, calling all the seamsters. I like
Seamsters.
it. That's cool. I'm getting a shirt printed that says seamster, right?
Seamstresses and seamsters usually work with the fabric, seams, and hemlines. So a tailor does the altering outer garments.
So the beaters, you know, like not beating something, you know what I mean? But beating your regalia.
Yep.
Beaters. You know what I mean? That's can be male and female, right? So we're learning some kind of the
Yeah,
English language
that's
and
cool.
stuff, and we'll have to get some of the Ho Chunk word of the day too. That's
I know,
probably gonna
that
be
was
awesome.
really awesome. I think we gotta incorporate that more.
Yeah, to kind of recap, we had a meeting with our legal counsel, and appreciate Danelle Smith as well as Ernie Sanchez that come over and helped us out, met with us, and Ernie helps us out with our reporting. As you know, we have to have a public inspection file, and we have to address some of the issues. And he came over yesterday and met with the council, and man, it was really good to see like the good ideas that some of the council had, some of the ideas that our legal counsel had, and some ideas that Bethany had, and Ernie himself. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try to incorporate some of those things, and it kind of got me, how do you say it, fired up
Yeah.
for the future for
Got
the Big
some
Voice Radio.
motivation going now.
For sure. So
Things to work towards.
yeah, all right.
Pretty cool.
All right. Anything else on Winnebago in the news?
Just to share that we'll be having a HCI apprentice, and then one for the W.I.N, and then the Big Voice.
Yep.
So it's pretty exciting. Be on the lookout for some articles by her and gather some stories.
Yeah, I think it's second year doing it, and we kind of have like some of the things that they want to accomplish by the end of the program. I know that they have to do a report,
Yeah.
or final presentation.
Yep.
So good luck to all of the
Apprentices.
HCI apprentices that will be kind of maybe getting their. Tell them about our apprentice from last year.
So last year we had 2 of them. They both graduated. They were seniors, and they, I know one is headed off to college, and the other one's getting his feet wet with trying to find some work.
Yeah.
But the other, last semester for spring, we had Morgan Redhorn Earth and Marlon Musso III. And so they both, they did a lot of work with the W.I.N under our previous editor, Jordana. They did a lot of articles with the W.I.N, some photography things. They worked with Adobe. But one thing that I know that they both expressed that they really enjoyed was coming under the radio and developing a new show. So they developed Baby Bison Beats. They did their logo. They did the name of the show, but they did have help with their DJ names. I think I kind of came up with both of them, but they both expressed, like, from the start of it to them concluding the apprenticeship program. One specific thing that I noticed is Marlon. He was really like shy into himself and just more like he just was like an observer, and he just kind of kept to himself and that kind of stuff. But towards the concluding portion, he was more like verbal. I could get him to laugh a little bit and kind of, crack jokes just a little bit.
Yeah.
Opened up.
Yeah, he kind of opened up a lot. But he did express, they both expressed that with their time under communications in the apprenticeship program, it kind of helped them shape what they wanted to do with their future. Like Marlon, he specifically he didn't know what he wanted to do prior to joining the apprenticeship, but under Jordana and under us and under the communications department, he wants to pursue graphic design.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That is awesome. You know, to give them kind of a glimpse into like an industry. Not every, you know what I mean? Like when I started out in my college career, I wanted to be an artist, and we had a critique, and I looked at my artwork, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a starving artist if I go down this path. So I redefined it a little bit to marketing, graphic design, and I love it. You know what I mean? I mean, just to create something, and the daunting part is like, hey, the professor gives you an assignment, and you just kind of get it just to get the grade. But when I got out of college, and my first client was Native Star, I'm like, wow, I got to really put my time and effort into it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, people are going to look at this. Not only that, but people are going to critique it. And then you want to make sure that people notice it. Because, you know, of course, you know, if you're advertising something or displaying something, you want to put your best work into it. So graphic design, I'm just kind of putting a plug out there for those that maybe don't know what to do. Graphic design is pretty rewarding. Yeah,
Definitely. Sure. And so just them participating in that program, it helps them get that insight and find a passion that they're, you know, passionate about. Because something that we, like Jordana and I shared with them in the beginning with Morgan and Marlon, was that when you find something that you're passionate about, you know, it really don't feel like work. But
yeah, how cool is that? You know what I mean? Like I messaged my brother that too, you know, because he was talking about music and everything. And I said, man, come on up here, man. Don't worry about the money, because if you do something you love, you know what I mean, the money's going to follow. So if you think about it, if you love singing, you know, at the drum or whatever it may be and stuff, you know, don't worry about the money and stuff, because eventually that's going to come around. And yeah, that's a good statement right there.
Definitely.
For sure. All right. Anything else there? What about on the news?
No, not for now, but come back to win.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Yeah, for sure. So, just so you know, we're going to play The Answer Is between the Winnebago News and the Big Voice Radio. We're going to find out who's going to win, and that's going to take place the last thing that we do. Make sure you tune in, because sometimes these ladies need some help. Who has the lifeline?
I don't even remember.
Okay, so we're going to start over from scratch.
We
Here,
was
all right?
live last week, and I was kind of Lone Rangering it in there.
Yeah.
And then so, like, as we were concluding, we went through, we had Whole Chunk Renaissance join us, who I was going to make mention of. They do have a deadline today. But Corinne and Kathy, I believe. I think that's who came with her. But Corinne and Kathy came up to discuss the Whole Chunk baseball that they're doing. Okay. And then so, like, after we finished with them, Caden stopped up from Whole Chunk Inc. Yeah. And then he usually talks about sports with you. So, like, he didn't get to talk about sports. So I was kind of, like, laughing to myself about that. But after it was all said and done, I was, like, just kind of did a trivia game with myself.
Oh, cool.
I didn't. I'm just kidding.
You should have. Did Bethany win or DJ Bethany win? Nah. All right. We'd like to call our first guest on up. Come on down. None other than Morningstar Counseling. We appreciate them, and they have some exciting news here that you guys are going to want to make sure that you tune into. Mark your calendars. Get your calendars out, whether it be your phone or your notes or some things like that. But before we get started, we just want to give this opportunity to give him his introduction.
Is it good afternoon, or is it still morning time?
We'll replay it a little bit later on.
Oh, okay.
So we say good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Okay. Good day. Nah. So yeah, good day. My name is Sandy Mackey Scott. I work with Morningstar Counseling as the community outreach coordinator, and I've been with Morningstar for over a year and a half now. January will be 2 years, and just provide some technical assistance with public schools, and provide community outreach with the tribal communities that we serve. It's been
2 years already?
About 2 years in January.
Yeah. Wow, that is crazy. Can you believe time flies? You know what I mean? I remember when you first started and stuff, you know what I mean? That's awesome.
Yeah, I was a young pup, and now I'm kind of...
now we're here.
Kind of here now.
Well, he's aged a little bit.
Aged like fine wine? Nah.
Morningstar Counseling. Okay, so thank you for that introduction here, and we'll ask eventually what do you love about your job and stuff, but let's get into some of the kind of the nitty gritty here.
Okay. Well, just to kind of go back on what you were saying, we have an amazing announcement today. It's been in the works for a while now, but we'd like to officially announce that we will be having a segment here on the Big Voice Radio Shout out to the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska communications team for making this possible. But Morningstar Counseling and Society of Care will be partnering, and they will be hosting a segment here, and it's called Indigenous Voice. And we will be premiering that on the 28th of this month, Monday at noon, I believe.
Is that next Monday?
Next Monday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're excited to put that out there, and right now we're just shooting for one episode per month, and it'll be at the last Monday of each month.
Very nice, man. That is awesome. I know that how do you say it, life coach? You know what I mean? Like, do you need to go see a counselor? It's kind of taboo, to be honest. You know, and this is like when I was growing up in high school, and of course I've been out of high school for almost 20 plus years. I don't want to age myself.
A hot minute.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute because those people were like, you know what I mean? Like, they refer to them as kind of crazy because, well, a couple things, you know what I mean? Like, if you've seen a counselor, you've seen the movies, and usually if they go to the counselor and stuff like that, they're kind of loony or whatever and stuff. But now I know that we need to get the information out there and stuff, you know, life coach. We all, you know, if you guys want to be good at basketball, softball, anything like that, you need a coach. And at times here, we're in kind of desperate measures, and there's different things and stuff. We need like some of those just in life in general. We just need some coaching and stuff, you know what I mean? So that's what Morningstar kind of offers, is some guidance.
Yeah,
some coaching.
So we, you know, I think when people think counseling or mental health, they think about counseling, that's automatically what it is. But with Morningstar Counseling, we try to push that idea that mental health isn't everything we do, and we try to show that. So, you know, you don't have to come to Morningstar and just like be aimed for, okay, I got to talk to a therapist, but you can come in. We're trying to do support groups, but also we have other initiatives like putting psychoeducation flyers out, which I have two today that we'll go over briefly, just to educate the communities more about these topics. Because Garan, like you said, the things we learn about mental health, we learn from media, you know, from movies, TV shows, and things like that. And most times it's a little exaggerated and not that, you know, it's not like that in the real world. But also with us as a native owned and operated business, we put culture in the forefront, and we focus on culture and bring that back to your identity, and just how like the things that we've been doing through passed on generations. We've been doing this for years, and that is a form of mental health and self-care. And was talking with Dr. W.I.N, and she said, you know, when we think about innovative practices, the things that we're doing now, it's not innovative because we've been doing it been doing it for years. It's just bringing it back to the forefront and connecting, you know, these practices that we've been doing to mental health. So that's kind of, you know, one of our forefronts. But, you know, going back to this like radio segment, how this came into development was just, you know, given an opportunity to expand that outreach to our tribal communities and talk about mental health through a native lens too. And so, you know, we'll have more discussions on culture and how that is correlated to mental health. But another big portion about this segment here is we're really trying to push for empowering and giving our youth an opportunity to talk about mental health and what it looks like for them and how they experience it and how they take care of their mental health. So we really try to push the youth piece on this segment here that we're going to be starting. And what's unique about this show too is we want all kinds of Native youth to be involved. So you don't have to just be enrolled in Winnebago Tribe. You can be enrolled in Omaha Tribe, Santee, anybody, you know, and even beyond Nebraska if we want. But that's one thing that we're trying to push for. If you have, you know, a story or something you want to share pertaining to mental health, and, you know, you think that would be great to get out to the viewers and our tribal communities, you want them to know that, we welcome that and encourage that. And so that's like another big piece about this show.
Definitely. I think that I had a kind of a comment here on would there be questions on your show that you guys will field?
You know, that is a good point. So like I said, this is still like a unique show developing on how we're doing that, and we're trying to find ways to engage the communities on how to get them involved if they have questions and things like that. We will be having a flyer out soon, and so I would say if you have questions, you can either send it, you know, comment on that flyer, or you can even send it to my email if you want, and we can include that into the next segment. So like I said, the next segment will be the last Monday in September, and we can pull those too. So we're always trying to find ways to hear our community and if they have any questions and things like that too.
I think we're trying to gear up, and we're trying different things here, Mackie, is that we want to make sure that if somebody wants to call in, maybe one of those doctors is serving a client, and then they can join us via Zoom or something like that, and then we can broadcast it over the airwaves. We're gonna try that. I think it would be kind of cool. And then vice versa, if somebody wants to ask a question or kind of get some advice over the radio and stuff, it'll be very nice. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be next Monday, and it premieres when?
At noon.
At noon. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then of course we'll probably replay it throughout the. Because any information that we can get would be pretty cool. So I have a question here. I know that Brian, MCBKC, always talks about and then. What's the story behind that?
All right, so last week it's real off topic. Last week, was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago. So for the past 2 weeks, I did a live episode with MC Musso and DJ Grandson. Yeah. Those were our spring apprentices. They came in on their own time, to come in and continue on with Baby Bison Beats.
That is awesome. I was just telling our legal counsel about that yesterday. It's just like, hey, they enjoyed it so much that they just want to come in and try it out,
Yeah, and then it was cool because they went from they were recorded segments, so then it moved to them actually here live in the studio. So that was a big step for them as well, because they were real nervous. They would every time I try to impose that question, they're like, no, we don't want to. We like doing the pre-recorded. And then it kind of switched throughout the summer. They're like, oh, we'll do a live segment. But anyways, we were live over the radio, and we're going through their selection of music, and I just try to pick their brain a little bit and ask them questions. Yeah. So as we're talking, I noticed, as I'm talking, kind of like right now, I was just going on and on and on. And I was like, so then it kind of reminded me of if anybody's seen Dude, Where's My Car, the movie, when they're pulling in that Chinese drive-through, and then they're ordering, and that Chinese lady over the thing for
intercom.
the intercom, she's like, and then they keep going, and then he's like, and then it just keeps going. And then as I'm saying all this, I'm all getting a big kick out of it. I'm like, you guys seen Dude, Where's My Car, right? They're like, no. And then Marlon's like, what is that? They're real serious. Yeah. And they just didn't know what it was. And then come to find out, Dude, Where's My Car came out in 2000. So it was even before they were born.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
They did not know what it was from. So that's where they were listening in, and they heard me kind of get cut off.
That age gap there.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Kind of got shamed out a little bit. Yeah.
And then
felt old. So it's just one of those little inside jokes now.
Man, we have some good stories and stuff, and there's little snippets, and if you have an opportunity, you can go back to some of the shows that we talked about. We talked about W.I.N yesterday too. Yeah. Remember him? For those that don't know, W.I.N came in. Ben brought him in, and he said that he listens out there. He'd been adopted out when he was a young guy, and he's trying to find his roots back to the Winnebago culture and kind of some of the family and some of the things. And
was he the guy you highlighted at powwow?
Let's see here.
Or didn't he get gifted a blanket or something?
Was it that year, last year?
No, this year.
Yeah.
No, his name was, what was his name? I called him Chris Farley.
Oh, okay. I thought that was somebody else. Okay.
But yeah, one of our relatives came up and said, man, this guy's been dancing hard. And I just met him on that Tuesday. He came back and he's like, hey, man, you remember me? And I was like, no, not really. And he's like, you called me Chris Farley last week. I was like, oh, sorry. So he's like, you ready for powwow? I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And then he kind of told me some of his story, and that he's here and he's trying to talk to enrollment department, trying to find out, some of his family history, his lineage. And he was from Connecticut. Anyways, he's like, I had to come back just to power the drums and the homecoming celebration and everything. I had to come back. He came back, and I noticed, even though we were in a excessive heat warning and stuff, he was out there dancing with that white shirt, and he looked non-native, you know what I mean? But of course, looks could be deceiving and stuff. Yeah. He's probably has relation here, and he just danced hard, you know what I mean? And he was sweating and everything, and one of those relatives came up, and man, we noticed him dancing every song. He's been there for flag raising, and they wanted to give him some money so he could get something to drink, and they gave him a Motown CD. So that's when we were just kind of, during the break of the powwow, we just said, hey, we want to recognize this guy, and I just met this guy, and it was really cool.
That is. Kind of bring that unity.
Yeah, and I said, welcome home. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that that's something that he'll never forget.
Definitely.
Right.
Well, also that guy W.I.N, though, that was last year, like when we first kind of kicked off Winnebago Talks. It was like in our earlier episodes, but he was adopted out, and he started making those connections. So he was trying to like find same kind of he's trying to reconnect.
Nice. All right, so we're. Do you need a DJ for your show? No.
He's booked. DJ guaranteed.
So Monday, Morningstar Counseling. It's going to be a lot of good information. And what else do you guys got going on?
Yeah, so a lot of great information, and we'll just part of that show too is just to kind of share like our upcoming events that are coming. Like I said, big shout out to Society of Care. They're a really big partner with Morningstar Counseling. They made this happen. So big shout out to them. But this is just an opportunity to give the communities to know what we're doing and what's coming up and how they can get involved and things like that. But what's great too is we have an initiative. We have these psychoeducation flyers that we put out twice a month, and so we'll definitely share those during the show too, and more information on that. And then we'll end the segment too with a coping skill or a mental health tip. So in this segment here, this first one, we went over like a grounding exercise. So if you're having somewhat of like an anxiety attack or a panic attack, we have our guests practice what that looks like, and you can practice that too. So there'll be more about that in the clip there. But yeah, so that we're excited to announce that and put that out there. We do want to share our contact information. Unfortunately, like you shared, Garan, there was passings in the community, and we know how that can be a challenging time, and grief and those types of emotions that come with that. We just want to share our contact. If anybody is interested in receiving our services, you can contact us at contact@morningstar-counseling.com, or you can give us a call at 402-327-9711 and ask for our services and get that started if you're interested in that. But along with that, we do have the 2 psychoeducation flyers for August. First, we have.
Yep, I got you.
Which one do you want to do first?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. What is domestic violence? So just a warning too, if there's any emotional reaction to these topics, we are covering the facts about sexual assault and domestic violence. I won't read word for word what these what information's on here, but like I said, this is just another initiative to educate our communities on these different types of topics here, and we always try to incorporate indigenous native stats into it, but also coping methods and ways for our indigenous people here. So this month in August, we're focused on domestic violence, and you can find these flyers on our Facebook page as well at Morningstar Counseling. But yeah, if you have a chance, go ahead and take a look at those. Just some tips on domestic violence, how to support someone that's in an abusive relationship, but also just understanding of the relationship abuse, the different types of abuse. So just other more information on there, but also some resources too. If you know someone that's going through it or yourself, there's some resources you can call at the bottom. The next item too is, like I said, sexual assault. We go over what sexual assault is, and when we talk about sexual assault too, we talk about what is consent, and there's a little kind of information on what that is there too. The forms of sexual assault, and then the impact on mental health. So when we put these information or these topics out there, we try to connect it back to mental health and how that affects them. And so, like I said, I won't go over these in detail. These are located on our Facebook page. And if you're interested in receiving these, you can also contact us too. We send these out via email to individuals. So this is an initiative that we work really closely with the schools. And
I got a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. It says 1 in 6 and then 1 in 33. Is that in the American population, or is that just native population?
I believe that's in the America.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably higher, or how do you say it, like 1 in 3 or something like that. But for native populations, and it probably depends on different reservations and stuff. It's hard to get that stats. You know what I mean? Like, shoot. We had 5,000 murdered indigenous women missing and stuff, and they I don't know, it fell through the cracks and stuff, man. And so, like, I'm sure the statistics And then just kind of some of those barriers that they have as far as jurisdiction and kind of reporting and reservation boundaries versus state boundaries versus federal boundaries. You know what I mean? It's very very hard. But yeah, this is good information here, Mackie. Keep going.
Yeah. So, right next to that stat there too, so, Native Americans are 2 times are likely to be victims of sexual violence compared to other races. And so I'm glad you brought that up, Garan, because when it comes to statistics, it's really, I like to say we're like the minority of the minorities. And so, there's certain situations where, we're not measured for things because, in a way there's not enough of us to measure or get a, great perspective of these different challenges, especially in the education department. That's why, when they have these different stats, there's never really Native Americans because there's not really enough to measure. And so they don't put us out there,
What are we, like 1.6% of the American population?
We're pretty low.
Right.
But so these are just topics we want to get out there. Like I said, we could do them two times a month. If you're interested in receiving those, you can contact us, and we'll put you on the email list. And we're also trying to, this is another way for us to engage the communities. We're trying to get more word from the communities on what other topics do you want to learn about or more information about. Like psychosis or, eating disorders or, we really want to hear from the communities on what more do they want to be educated on, what they want to learn more about.
Yeah. I want to learn more about being like dealing with a person that won't want to hear it. What do they call that? You know what I mean? Like you try to tell them facts and everything like that, but it's either their way or the highway. And how to deal with those people and stuff, you know what I mean? Because I'll tell them something that's a fact and they're just stuck on something and they want to believe it and they'll just go down the road. And I ran into that situation here with the issue that came across our desk and stuff, and I told them, and I was like, hey, this is the facts and stuff like that, but they still, what do they call those people? Just narcissistic? Is that what they kind of help me out here?
I would say stubborn. But yeah, I know what you're saying. And in the counseling world, when someone thinks this or that, we call that black and white thinking. So it's either this or that, so I can kind of see that to that. But there's reasons why they think that too. But that's a whole another topic.
But it really bothered me because I was like, man, this is the truth. This is the fact. This is, what else do you want? And they were like calling me names and kind of this is what you should be fired and all this and that, and like this going all, you're not even from here and all this, and I'm like, holy crap, you know what I mean? Like so it bothered me. Like, how do I deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, how do I know I'm right in my mindset. I know those are the facts, and facts are facts. But just dealing with some people that don't agree with, you know what I mean? Like, I know you can be a Republican, you could be a Democrat, you have your own choice on that and stuff. And so it's just like, as we go into the political season of the presidential, we also have tribal council that's gonna be coming up. Elections, primary elections is coming around the corner and everything. So some of those things, like I could see like persuading the views, but how to deal with somebody that is that way, you know what I mean? This won't get it out of their mind, and name calling and bullying and all that stuff. That's what I want to learn. So I'll probably ask you that question maybe on your show or something.
All right, yeah, and I've got some tips for you, but yeah, it can be extreme, and unfortunately some of that thinking and how we think about certain things, even like the idea of like, well, we got to do everything for our family no matter what. I always heard the term FOE, family over everything, no matter what. And for the longest time I believed that and bought into that idea. I was like, yeah, I'm there for my family, but sometimes our family can really hurt us sometimes. You know what I mean? We feel like we have to be there constantly, but it's not really a healthy way to think like that, where we would drop everything for our family, because then we're not creating boundaries for ourselves. We're not, that comes back to our our self-care, our self-love. Like, if we don't set those boundaries, we're gonna hurt ourselves and and get hurt by our family members. So setting those boundaries and understanding why those are in place, it's healthy for us, because if we don't set those up, like I said, you'll hurt yourself and then your family member will get hurt too.
Yeah, good point. All right, Bethany, any other questions?
Well, I'm excited. This has been a long time in the works, and I got to actually work hand in hand with you on it. So I'm excited to see it debut and take off and bring more new content.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So like I said, if it gets high demand and takes off, we're definitely would like to do more than just once a month. But for now, we're just going to fill it out and see how it goes.
Definitely.
Thank you for bringing that service to our listeners. The big voicers, is that what you call them?
Yeah, the big voicers.
Yeah.
Big voices.
we appreciate everybody that tunes in. We try to stream over Citrus, our internet player that's on the website, WinnebagoTribe.com. If you don't have a good signal, we have the terrestrial 100.9 FM. We're also on Facebook. We're filling some of the questions that are on Facebook. If you add us as a friend or follow us, and then subscribe. So I like to use this word. They said smash that subscribe button. So smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Big Voice. What is it? Winnebago, the Big Voice?
It's KWTN, the Big Voice.
On YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah. So I don't know if we have any questions on YouTube and stuff, but we'll monitor that.
Real quick though, on the topic that we was discussing with what type of person or behavior that is, I think Jamie gave us an answer. It's cognitive
dissonance. This one.
Yeah. That's how you say it.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So shout out to everybody that's been feeding into the comments.
Yeah. If you have an opportunity, give us a comment and let us know. I seen a guy on live. He's like, check in, where are you from, and all this and that and stuff. We're not going to go there. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that's tuning in. So thank you for coming in, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, thanks for always having me. Appreciate it, and everybody have a good day.
Yeah, and come back on Thursday.
DJ gig.
Yeah. DJ Mac Attack.
For all requests live. Yes, with DJ Bethany and surprise guests.
Yep.
It's been a while.
I know. So everybody should tap into those comments. Tell them to come back.
Let us know where you're from. No.
But thanks, Mackie.
Okay. All right.
So I did see that we had the announcement that went out yesterday. I wanted to kind of make mention of that.
Yes, please do.
With it being really, really hot out and all that.
How'd you do?
Oh, I was being a big baby. I was finding the air conditioner wherever I was at. But
Ben, can you see if Emily's around the corner? But keep going.
Okay, so we have the Winnebago Public Health Department, 12 Clans Unity Hospital, Winnebago Volunteer Fire Department, Whirling Thunder Wellness Center, and the Winnebago Tribal Council, and the CHRs.
I want to say it. Can I say it?
Yeah.
My word. We got a whole slew of people that got together. Slew.
They're setting up a cooling shelter for those households that are getting hot due to the extreme warm weather temperatures. So the cooling shelter will still be located in the Ho Chunk Hope classroom.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to get the update on that one.
Okay.
That is a good question.
I do know that it will be available 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. From today, or it started yesterday, today, and then tomorrow. And if the weather is still, pretty hot, they're going to do it on Thursday as well. But if you have any elders in need of assistance from the CHRs, you can please call 844-568-6421 or 402-878-3599.
It will probably be down. I'm not assuming, but I'm going to try to text somebody right now because we need to get that information out. As you know, for those that are probably just joining us, there is a funeral that's going to be taking place from noon on today. So if that's the case, we'll announce where the cooling shelter is on the Winnebago Tribe's Facebook page. We'll put it up on the big screen, and then we'll announce it over the radio station as well.
Yes.
So keep going as we invite our next guest in, who is...
We have Ho Chunk Renaissance coming up. So just some warning signs of heat stroke. Keep an eye out for the severe summer illnesses. No sweating despite it being hot out. Red face, high body temperature, thirstiness, nausea, rapid breathing, tense muscles, dilated pupils, decreased consciousness or fainting, numbness, seizures, dizziness, or headaches. Those are some warning signs to be aware of in case of a heat stroke with it being so hot out. So stay cool, stay hydrated, and check on our elders. And also, as MCBKC says, are four-legged relatives. Gotta water them animals.
Man, I seen somebody posted yesterday that there was a four-legged relative that passed away due to.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it's just like make sure that as a dancer and stuff, I can only sympathize with those that experience heat stroke. It's pretty bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so make sure that let's get our elders taken care of, especially the young ones too, because the young ones, they just, you know what I mean? Like they'll jump in sub-degree. And myself, I try to get into those pools, and I'm like, whoa, this is cold. But they'll just go, and same thing with the temperatures, too. It's hot out, but, man, they want to play.
Yeah.
And make sure we cool them down, because that can come on in that onset. CHRs, we want to say thank you, appreciate. I know that they were going around to our elders yesterday and checking on some of those patients, as well as some of our elderly. So thank you to Winnebago Volunteer Fire Department, CHRs, and everybody that had a hand in that tribal council as well.
Yes.
Emily, you have a cool event that's coming up here. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear us and stuff. So give us real quick your introduction. Let people know who you are.
My name's Emily Smith. I work for the Ho Chunk Renaissance as a community outreach coordinator since February. I'm from Winnebago. I'm lived here all my life except for maybe 10 years. I used to be in charge of the museum. Then I moved. Now I'm back and working with the language program, which is awesome. I love it.
Cool.
Anyways, we have a program or activity coming up on September 9th. We were on last week to discuss it, and so far we have 6 teams. It's the language baseball. It's not physical. It's just basically learning the language, and you're not going to be out there swinging at the ball or anything. So it's really fun. Anyone could play. The teams have to consist of 5 people, 2 youth and 2 adults. So the 5th person can be any age, but it for sure has to have the 2 youth and then 2 adults. And then so we have 6 teams. The deadline is today at 4:30.
Oh, okay. So there's still time to get a team in.
Yeah, you can still
Okay.
sign up. The registration will be taken down at 4:30 today. And the classes will start. You'll get a packet after you register. You'll get a packet emailed to you with all the study guides. So basically, it's telling you what to study, what to learn.
Yeah.
And then the classes are going to be held Wednesday nights for an hour at the Ho Chunk Renaissance, and there's going to be teachers that are there practicing with you, so that when you do come to the tournament, you're have a heads up of what you need to know and everything. And it's basically you're gonna, from what I seen, because I wasn't here last year, so from what I seen, you roll a big gigantic dice, and then it's gonna land on a number, and that's the level of the language test that you're gonna be thrown, I guess. So then there's gonna be people there to help you, to explain how to play and everything. So if you don't know how, you'll learn. It's not really hard, I guess.
Yeah, you're not actually playing with the baseball.
You were there, so you probably know more than I.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I think if those that want to, and if you're sitting in the audience, you're also learning some of those things. And I know that everybody, so if it lands on a single, you get kind of I don't want to say it's an easy question, but it's it's not as hard as a home run question.
Yeah.
Then there's one on there that says, player's choice. And I think that's pretty cool, because if you don't know the home run questions, you can go. And there were some people that you can know that they knew a lot of the language.
Yeah.
And so if they landed on player's choice, of course they're going to go with home run. But those are pretty almost where you had to say a sentence or kind of a couple sentences.
Yeah.
Whereas a single, you had to say a word.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a double that's a little bit harder, and then triple's harder, and then a home run is one of the hardest questions that you'll probably get. You guys provide the study guides.
Yeah.
And so you have an opportunity, man, to win some cash money. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of money, $3,000 for first place and a large trophy, $2,000 for second place with a trophy. Third place is $1,000 with a trophy. And also the teams, which is new this year, the teams will design and provide their own uniforms, but it has to have Ho Chunk incorporated, so your name or something in Ho Chunk. And then there'll be a award for the best uniform.
Ho Chunk Incorporated, like HCI, or
No, like the language. The language incorporated.
no pun intended. No, that's
And
fine.
then, so we have 6 teams where I've been harassing people like to sign up. So a few people like Danae Blackfish,
Yeah.
or Vargas, her family said they were gonna sign up. So I'm still waiting.
Okay.
And the champions from last year, the Earths, Christine and OC and their kids, I'm waiting for them to sign up. They're to defend their title.
Yeah.
Their daughter Charlie turns 21 on that day. So I told them they could celebrate all evening and all
Yeah.
night. Just come and do the language.
It starts
that
at
day.
9. You guys
Yeah.
usually wrap up about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that we get a few more teams signed up. And I also reached out to Pilar. So if I haven't heard back, but she signed up 4 people. So I'm waiting for her 5th person. And I don't know, we're really excited. I guess this is the most teams they've had so
Ben.
far. Yeah.
Come on up here, Ben.
You said 6 so far, right, Emily?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we get the other 2 teams, so it'd be 8 teams.
That'd
And I'm
be-
waiting for Garan because he's gonna do the sound.
Yeah, we'll play some music, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Or what's the take me out to the ball game? We gotta interpret that into Ho Chunk.
There's also gonna be concessions for free, so there'll be like nachos, pickles. I don't know what else
Ooh.
they had last year, but it's gonna be fun. I think I encourage a lot of people. You can still sign up. You'll still get like your study guide and start studying tomorrow. It'll be fun. If you're like intimidated, don't be. Just like have fun with it. If you're competitive, you can still have fun. It'll be really fun. Oh yeah, and I also reached out to Brooke and Eugene, so hopefully they
Okay.
sign up. I'm just
Yeah.
saying their names, so hopefully it encourages them to sign up.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Ben, are you a free agent?
Yeah, you gotta. I have a contract. You have to give me a certain percentage of the prize money if you win. But yeah, I'm a free agent.
Because Ben's always like, hey, what's the word for, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's
You
always
could play
quizzing us. You know what I mean? So make sure you jump on a team. You, Sunshine. And
Sunshine has a team.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. So you have to ask her. I think she has 5 people though. But
So you could be that 6th
Load it up.
person.
Yep.
even if you're
home run
not,
hitter.
even if you're not on a team, you can still come and watch and cheer people on and learn. Because I guess like repetitively, if you're hearing it all day, then
you get
you'll
it,
learn
you pick it up. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you need.
I was
Yeah.
just kind of holding the dice for the players and stuff,
Yeah.
and I was learning.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, here comes that question, because some of the questions, they'll come back up. They have like a stack of cards, and they'll ask this question.
Yeah.
What's the word for fish? That's a single. And usually the young ones, they like to take it, and then the older ones that are pretty fluent in Ho Chunk, they'll take the home run and stuff. It's pretty exciting, guys. I mean, then it gets down to the nitty gritty and stuff, and the final tunes, they duke it out, and most home runs wins.
Yeah, there was a team someone reached out even from Wisconsin that they wanted to join, but I guess something happened. So it's open to like Wisconsin Ho Chunks too.
Wow.
Cool.
Come down. You just have to sign up online, register before 4:30 too.
Today's registration is going to close, and you got to post the team names, and then we should be
Yeah.
ready to go and study it up. And good luck to all the teams out there. Anything else
Yeah.
from Ho Chunk Renaissance?
Oh, and your team name has to have a Ho Chunk name, Ho Chunk name. So when you register, be ready with that Ho Chunk name.
Okay.
And please sign up. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I encourage you.
Yeah, take me out to the ball game, literally. So it should be good. Alrighty, cool.
That's
Thank you,
all. Okay.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, guys.
Angel Decora Museum, Mr. Brian Crawford. Is there any announcements before going into the segment?
I think we touched on. Actually, I think we got a response back on that.
You know, it's hot outside when you go up to your apartment and the doorknob is sweating. It's not good.
No, you know what? Because we got glasses. I didn't know how to say it. But we have glasses. Do your glasses fog like instantly when you go outside?
It's like in wintertime. It's like the
Yeah.
opposite of wintertime when you go in.
This morning I left the house and it did that. I'm like, oh man, that's bad when you do it in the morning and stuff. You know what I mean? Because at times you're sitting in an air conditioner car and you get out like at 2 o'clock and the fog up. Mine do. But man, it's bad when you do that first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? It's like, holy smokes. Man.
I had a kid I knew when I was younger. We lived near a lake, and he was just chilling at the beach for a while. I think he ended up not getting heat stroke, but like heat exhaustion, and he felt cold, and he had to take like an ice water bath. And you got to be really careful, especially if you're working outside or doing stuff like that. So yeah, stay cool out there.
For sure. We just want to send a shout out here to everybody that's tuning in. We appreciate you guys. It looks like Junior Lovejoy. Good to see you guys. Yeah, good to see you, man. I seen him the other day. He said, "What's up?" to me at the employee appreciation, and we didn't get a chance to talk and everything like that. I know that he joins Ren's Ride every now and then and stuff. You know what I mean? So hopefully he can join us this Thursday, Junior. And it's good to see Emily in a long time. We haven't seen her in a long time. So
real quick, you did ask. You said any announcements, so I'm gonna plug this one in real quick because we do have Tuesday. So usually on Tuesdays we have our Winnebago Talks. We get into all of that. But we do have coming to you today at 5 p.m. We have a new episode of Weekend Jammers, which is hosted by DJ Huge. So it started last week. That was the first debut of the show last week on Tuesday. So he'll be back here in the studio today at 5 p.m. Check him out. He'll be live over Facebook and YouTube and over the airwaves of the radio.
Awesome. Maybe doing some recap of what drum groups won the championships this weekend. Shakopee happened. I know Crow Creek happened. I think it was Crow Fair. There was one out there in Seattle kind of area and stuff. That was a big powwow, Grand Road or something like that. And man, just a lot of singing going on. A lot of drum groups kind of vying for that ultimate championship. And maybe he can give us a kind of a recap of some of the results that took place this weekend.
Yes, yep.
All right. Nonetheless, Mr. Ben Crawford, take it away, man.
How's it going? Well, today I have something special. We're going to do another book review. This one, however, it is Indigenous history, but it's not quite related to Ho-Chunk history, but we'll get into that. I had the opportunity earlier this year to read David Grann's Killers of the Flower Moon, which, of course, we're going to be hearing about a lot in the news, and it's only a few months away. October 20th is going to be the movie release date. But have you guys had the chance to read the book?
No.
No. I know Sunshine did. She did the audiobook, and I want to encourage that for people. You know, if sitting down and reading a book isn't your thing, you know, what is it? Ho-Chunk is an oral language, right? So, you know, find an audiobook and listen to that. And for me, that really helps if I'm doing a complicated subject. When I get caught on words, if the audiobook just keeps going, it helps me. But Killers of the Flower Moon, it's a 9 out of 10 book. And on the readability scale of 1 is a picture book and 10 is like a car manual in Latin, it's definitely like a 4 or a 5. So if you got your GED, went to high school, you'll be able to read this one. But I do recommend.
I got a question. How long did it take you?
You know, I think it took me like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, week or two.
Okay.
I wasn't really pushing myself to read it, but it was very interesting.
You're talking to a guy here that likes Netflix.
Yeah.
Likes to watch boxing. Sports is just around the corner for his football season. What are the benefits and why should I read a book? Like, persuade me, because I know there's probably...
It's a big attention thing, right? And I'm sure it activates parts of your brain.
Okay.
And we are very spoiled by our phones these days with the little blips of stuff.
Yeah, just the TikTok and just running through those reels and stuff. Like, here's a question for you. When do you read? Like, do you read like during work, or do you read like after work, or do you read before you go to bed? Or
I take 5 minutes a day at work as part of my work to just read a book on a Ho-Chunk topic. Like I finished.
We have that cultural. If you're an employee of the Winnebago tribe, we have that cultural activity where you get 30 minutes, or you get 30 minutes to go work out. So you can read then if you want to read this book. But keep going.
It's not a bad idea. I might take that up. Yeah, I would say usually I read at home. Definitely when on holidays, actually, when I'm at home with the family. Everybody's kind of chilling out. Maybe we're done having dinner, or we're done doing whatever activity. That's a perfect time to read, and I'll punch out sometimes a book during a holiday break. I don't necessarily set aside time to read every day, but I probably should at home. But anyway, getting back to the book,
I'm still
go
on
ahead.
the
Go ahead. You're on the topic. That's all right.
Squirrel kind of like, because I think we have to persuade our listeners to try to start reading and stuff. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have to work on me here, Ben.
Yeah.
And Bethany, when's the last time you read a book?
I just started a new book. I don't want to say it's Macbeth. I read it in high school. You also read? I did.
Am I like not smelling the roses or something like that? Like I need to read?
You know, Garan, a book will, if you really focus on it, it will interact with you in a way that a movie never can, because it goes way deeper, and you're you're creating the images, you're making the flow in the story.
Really?
If you ever read a horror book and it's really good, it'll mess with you a lot more than like a movie. Yeah, so I would say there's a lot more time to feel things too. And with a movie, it's just like, all right, we got to go. It's like hour one. Okay, we got to check. And with a book, you can go nice and slow and work through things and revisit stuff and pause and so definitely read if you can, but find books that are interesting to you. I think that's the key. Don't be like, all right, I'm starting with the Bible, and find a really compelling book.
Automobile.
Don't do Latin automobile manuals. Don't read books to try to make you look smart. Find something that resonates with you, right? And if it doesn't resonate with you, I know an English teacher in Sioux City, and he really surprised me when he said this. It's like, if a book doesn't catch me, I'm not going to finish it. And I'm like, wow, like an English teacher is saying that. So find a good book. And this, I will say, Killers of the Flower Moon. It came out in 2017. It is a very good book, but you need to kind of put on your armor. There's going to be some really triggering stuff in there. It's very deeply unsettling content. I think it should be read by people. It should be out there, but you need to be prepared, especially as an Indigenous person. But even as a white guy, this was a very deeply unsettling book. And I don't want to go too much into it. I think you should read it, or at least go see the movie. But it's going into this series of mysterious murders of Osage tribal members, I believe in the 1920s, on their reservation in Oklahoma. And they, like the Ho-Chunks, they'd been moved to a reservation that was considered not great land, and then they ended up discovering oil there. And that reservation, just like with the Ho-Chunks, a lot of the land was allotted out and sold, but they had a rule that they called it the underground reservation, the rights to mine and get like materials underground that always kind of belonged to the tribe or the tribe's family. So you had to like lease the land from tribes' families. And once oil was discovered, that was extremely lucrative for the tribe. And apparently people were flying into ceremonies. Yeah, exactly. It became the wealthiest people per capita in the world at that time.
Wow.
So an incredible amount of wealth popped up there, and then all of a sudden people start going missing, people start showing up dead, and there's a great line in the trailer. If you guys have seen the trailers, greed is an animal, and you're going to see that if you read the book. Or if you go and see the movie, October 20th, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
So Goodfellas, right? Wolf of Wall Street. I've already heard and seen a few people I know who've gotten to go to the early releases, and they're all just like, boom, boom, boom. It's amazing. Yes. And I've heard from the Osage too. They're just really appreciate that movie. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro in it. Lily Gladstone, she's an Indigenous Blackfeet and Nez Perce actress. She's the female lead. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot about human nature and what happens when there's greed and when people aren't seen as equal. Read it if you can, but again, be aware you might need to put it down, take a break, because it's pretty heavy in some parts, but it's a very good book.
Killers of the Flower Moon, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's can you, now giving the whole thing away, but what's the Flower Moon? Is that?
So the Flower Moon, I think it's actually one of the seasons or months for the Osage.
Okay.
So and one of them is, I believe it's called the Killer of the Flower Moon or Killers of the Flower Moon, when the flowers first pop up in springtime, and then like the next month or so they all kind of die off. And that's kind of like symbolic of the discovery of oil, this explosion of wealth, and then all this dark stuff that starts happening. And this does relate, again, it's not directly Ho-Chunk history, but it really shows how Euro Americans, after tribes were on reservations, they just kept coming for every last piece of stuff, and that goes for the retrocession with the land on the side of the Iowa side of the river and the Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, it's been fighting that since 1970.
The allotment of land. It's very scary what happens when you have people who are temporarily disempowered and people who are not, and what happens there. And it, as far as I understand, parts of it has not been completely solved either. But again, Sunshine listened to it on an audiobook. I read the book. I think we both said it was a really great book.
You think there's lessons? Majority of our people that are tuning in right now are Winnebago. Yeah. So that history doesn't repeat itself. Yeah. You recommend the book, right?
I recommend the book, and you also have to understand, and you have to look into human nature. I think it really does show how nasty things were, how nasty Euro-Americans were interacting with people in the tribe. But I think it also has lessons for your personal life too. And we talk about, I've heard about in Winnebago, you hear about things like, people moving in with their elders so they can get a little bit of that check or something that they get, right? And filter off some money. And it's, how do you react when there's a vulnerable situation where you could gain something? So I think we can all learn from that. When nobody's watching, right? What do you do? And that's, we like to, I'm just so good, I could never do that, right? But it's like, maybe you could. Maybe that does happen, and you need to be very, very on guard in your life so that doesn't happen. I think there's, like you said, I think there's lessons for Indigenous people, and also the broader view of history and understanding how the government and individuals were treating the tribe, and at least you guys will have to see the movie.
I'm gonna have to read this book.
But like I said, be prepared. Have something. Be prepared.
Might have to hit up Morningstar Counseling or something like that afterwards.
Have him on speed dial.
For sure. Okay.
I was gonna say though, this is prior to us getting into the discussion of the actual book. The book that I have now, it took me a while. I went through like a weird period of like I couldn't read anything. Nothing was getting that spark going. My mom's like, I have this book. So I just kind of barely started reading it. I was like, so don't feel so bad, DJ guaranteed. I just started reading again.
Yeah, okay. Oh, you just started. So I thought I was missing the boat here, man. I'm like, dang, I haven't read it.
Well, you're working at a radio. Maybe audiobooks are your medium.
Yeah. I think that we're going to have to start kind of, going home to the old lady and kind of just saying, hey, man, let's try this. You know what I mean? Because Netflix has just been, far as, like, I'm a huge fan of boxing. So Netflix came out with Tyson Fury, and it's pretty cool. Tyson Fury's an undisputed champion, heavyweight champion. He's undefeated and everything. They call him the Gypsy King and everything. And I just kind of binge watched that. It took me a couple days to finally watch it. I did some road time, so every now and then when I'm not driving, make sure you guys wear your seatbelt and, all this and that. But I'll put on Netflix and watch that. And, then all of a sudden we're at our destination. But yeah, so that's why, you got people that are on TikTok and Reels and Netflix and, they're trying to watch Winnebago Talks, Why should they put down?
And you know what? If you don't want to pay for that audiobook, send your partner to the library, tell them to read it to you. Boom, free audiobook right there.
Nice.
Tell her to pause.
Nice.
Pause right there. Go back a couple minutes.
Yeah, because we're going back to school. Everybody's going back to school, college, high school, everything. So everybody study hard, Good one. All right, Ben, anything else?
I don't think so. Sunshine is out of the office for most of the week. She's actually doing a repatriation at a museum in Oklahoma, I believe.
Okay.
Gilcrease Museum. So that's really exciting news.
Duty calls.
Duty calls. And other than that, no new news from us.
All right. Cool. Thanks. Are you ready for The Answer Is?
All right. Okay.
Okay. All right. We are going to go into The Answer Is. 5 questions. 5 questions. And you got a pen and paper? Or you got to put your notes?
Use my phone.
Okay.
Use the future.
Righty.
The future.
The future. Okay. Here we go. Question number 1. Okay, just want to make sure.
Pausing for dramatic effect.
Yeah, just want to make sure that I get this right. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty, here we go.
I'm ready.
The Winnebago Public School, traditionally, the colors are blue and white. Before that, what were the colors? What were the official colors of the Winnebago Public School? You know this, right?
I don't think so. No, I'm trying to think.
Hasn't it always been blue and white?
Nope.
No? Throwing hints. All right. I'm going to say it used to be... Jeez. And I did graduate from Flandreau Indian boarding school, but I only went for a little bit. I bleed blue and white. So I went to Winnebago Public School most of my school. So, but it was always blue and white.
And you see the colors in the trophy cases.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to give you hints here.
I'm going to say black and blue.
Okay. All right. Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
I better minimize that. I promise I didn't look at the screen.
You didn't look at the screen?
No.
Okay. All right. What is the gentleman that comes up here? His name is Caden Cleveland. What's his official title?
He is their Community Outreach 1.
Community Outreach 1.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We visit with him every weekend and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Wait,
good.
Community Outreach Specialist 1.
Specialist.
I know he's got a 1 in there.
Okay. I was going to say, where did the 1 come from?
Yeah, there's a 1 in there.
He's
I know
the
that.
1.
Okay. All right. According to Ho Chunk, what is the month of August referred to as? You don't have to say the Ho Chunk word, but what is it known as? Question number 3.
The harvest.
The harvest?
Wait, no. It's because the corns are popping on the big screen, so the kernels are popping.
Sponsored by Jolly Time. No. Orville came out and helped us out.
I was like, remember that basketball team that has the Orville gear? Look like a bunch of Orville Redenbachers up here. We're off topic. I'm gonna say it's the harvesting moon.
Harvesting moon.
Yeah.
Killers of the Prairie Flower Harvesting Moon. No, I'm just like, we're kind of bleeding into the. All right, I had the last question, but it escaped my mind. We're on question number 4. Okay, question number 4. Kim Kardashian, Kanye West divorce. Kanye West has since remarried to whom?
Mrs. West.
A girl that looks like that looks like Kim.
Okay.
Is her name Kimmy A too?
She's Kim 1.
Kim 2.
Kanina.
Her name is, I don't really know her name like at all. I know that he's moved on, but
Mrs.
the guy moves on
Kanye
quick.
West.
He didn't play around. I don't know her name. I'm just gonna say Sandra.
I'll take the first name because that's a hard one. Now, audience, help me out on that one because that one just popped up on my newsfeed, and I don't know the answer.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to
But he
look that
did
one up.
remarry, so you know that, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Let's see here. 1 second. I just want to make sure I get this one. Okay. On August 12th, Saturday, August 12th, Winnebago had a huge concert of this. Everybody knows this song. Everybody knows this band. Everybody sings it. You know, you probably played it on ARL. I don't know how many times. What was the band name? August 12th. Promoting it for many, many months.
It was 3 Dogs Night.
Wow.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, that is a good
I
guess.
don't know, so.
Okay, all right. So that's pretty good. Okay. Her thing is down, but seriously, audience, if you guys could help me out with that question number 4.
We can look it up. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. Who do we got here
wife.
that's going to help us on out?
Oh.
I know everybody's a huge fan of Kanye, right?
Yeah, he's just so. Okay. Okay. Oh, I found it.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. What was question number 1?
Question number 1 was
The Winnebago
Winnebago
colors.
colors.
Yep. Okay. This is pretty interesting.
I'm gonna refresh it.
Okay.
Real quick, I want to make a quick plug. So you made mention of this Kanye. MCBKC does a segment in Res Ride where he has these cards and it was like fact or false or something like that.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, it'll read off something like, I don't know, like Kanye just talked about himself in the mirror for like 30 minutes. True or false? And
That's
then
true.
you have to say true or false, and then you get a candy if you get it right.
Oh,
but they're
okay.
always, they range, like they're different questions. And I just kind of made one up, but yeah, kind of
Cool.
they kind of sound all like something that he would do.
Okay. All right. So these kind of questions just, I didn't have a time to write them down or anything like that. So I'm trying here. We'll do some fact checking and stuff like that, but nonetheless, we'll try to have a winner.
Okay.
What were the Winnebago Public Schools colors, official colors, before they were black and white?
Black and white now.
I mean, blue and white, excuse me.
Okay. Dang, that's a good one. There's 2 of them. Dang, I always thought I always had blue.
That's what I thought too.
Good hint. Dang, I'm gonna say gold and white.
Okay. Gold and white. All right. So I
Rhyming
remember.
around.
Yeah. Here's what I got. I got blue, red, and white. Is that right? Is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why are you
I don't
asking me?
know.
All right.
No one knows
So
the
we're gonna
answer.
go. I don't know on that one. We'll kind of throw that one out there. Okay.
You didn't
So-
know? You gotta
Yeah.
have the answers before you
I
ask
did
the
know.
questions.
Because I remember the trophy case, and I remember those guys in the warm-ups and stuff, and they were wearing blue, red, and white.
Wow.
So maybe that's official color, right? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Okay. Question number 2 was what?
Question number 2 was, what is the title of who comes here every week?
DJ Beetle.
Yep. Caden Cleveland.
Hey.
He submitted to the Winnebago on the news and stuff. What's his official title? And he comes up here to Winnebago Talks and kind
You
of
said
gives.
it before. didn't
Yeah.
you? It's not fair. You was in here.
Newsman.
I want to say, is it something dealing with sports, right?
Give us a good guess.
I'm gonna say. Gee, I don't know. Sports advocate.
Sports advocate.
Gotta advocate.
Gotta advocate for the sports.
Okay. Sports advocate for what company does he work for?
HCI.
All right. So you got that part right. He does work for HCI. Caden Cleveland. It was also posted on August 14th of the Ho Chunk Inc.
I'm
And
looking
we
at it right now,
shared
too.
it and we give it a heart and we liked it and everything. I love his shirt that he's wearing on it. But he's the Community Programs Coordinator for Community Impact and Engagement.
A
So
long title.
You got the word community, Bethany.
Community Programs Coordinator.
Wait, there's not even a number in it though, right? That was the thing she remembered. There's no
Yeah,
one in it.
There's no one.
There's no one in it. Where'd you get the one?
I think it was when he was apprentice.
Oh, he was
Okay.
apprentice
He was
number
the-
one.
Yeah.
number
No,
one.
I think it was like some
Apprentice
specialist
number
one.
Okay. All right. Question number, what was that, number 3?
Yeah. Now number 3. What is Ho Chunk month of August?
What's the Ho Chunk month of August known? It's on the big screen. We posted it in Winnebago on the news.
We just talked about this too. Was it corn harvesting moon?
Corn harvesting moon.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Final answer. Lock it in.
Okay. You're going to lock it in. Help me out here, Ben.
Raccoon mating season.
Well, there's-
no.
Well, technically, there's 2 Ho Chunk months
There
in
is.
August, right?
There is.
Now, that doesn't mean that I know
Jamie or Sunshine, if you're out there, help me out. Or,
Garrett, you gotta write them down.
Yeah, I know, right?
2 minutes. Yeah.
I got it. I'm working on it right now.
Don't you run the big screen?
I do, and I'm looking at it right now. And let's see here. So it says, please wait while the preview is being generated.
That's not a month. I know that one.
You gotta download it.
Let's see.
Bobo link.
No.
No, that's what
I think
comments are
it
coming
probably
in.
relates to.
Okay, what did they say?
They're saying Bobo link song. Bobo link song.
Okay, so
And
the
then
month of
Cisco
August.
said after new moon.
It is the month of August is here it comes. I don't know how you say that, but
I see it. Let me see.
corn popping moon. We got it. You almost had it.
Almost
Yeah,
had
there
it.
was-
Yes, corn popping moon.
Probably when it gets filled with like, the water in the corn. You know when you corn on the cob.
Man, I bet that corn is
Oh,
popping
that-
today. You know what I mean? Like, holy smokes. Corn
I want
popping
a
moon.
corn in the
Close.
cup.
That's close.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. We're out of popcorn too. I was trying to.
I know. I know. Everybody's all
Now's
worried.
the time.
Where's the chips?
Everybody's all
hot
worried.
chips.
Question number 4. Kim Kardashian
Okay.
and Kanye West got a divorce.
Yeah.
Man, what's going on a couple years.
Is it?
Really?
Yeah, isn't it?
Jeez.
Anyways,
Went by fast.
Time flies.
Yeezy, whatever you want to call him, has since remarried to who?
Dang, I don't know her name.
You can
And
see her.
like, yeah, I could
Mr.
picture
West.
her.
Mrs. West.
Mrs.
It's something
West.
real different. Her name. It's
Is
like,
it?
I don't know. I want to say
What is she? Is she like
A model, I
is
think.
she?
IG
Reality
model.
star? She's an
IG
IG
model.
model.
Yeah.
Got it right here.
I want to say like something crazy.
What's it start
like
with?
Yelena or something.
Starts with a B.
What?
Bianca.
Is it Bianca?
Bianca.
All I got is Bianca.
Oh, you got it, Bianca. Give me the first letter of the last name, then I'll give it to you.
I want to say.
I don't think she took West as the last name.
Do you,
Say
do you
like
know
a
it?
Z or something.
I looked it up.
Yeah. What is it?
It's
Bianca
Sensori.
Sensori.
Oh,
Where's
split
she
that
from?
zero
Italian.
into S.
Okay. All right. So for the win. Okay, because the score is 0-0. I'll give you a half point for Bianca. Well, I did give you a hint though, because I said
Yeah.
give me the first letter and stuff like that. Anyways, the last question was what, Ben?
Last question was, what was the big band on August 12th that was at Winnebago?
Yes, it's been on the back page of the Winnebago in the News for 3 issues.
What if I say what the concert was called?
Do you know it?
It was the something Fever Tour. Dang, it wasn't like road trip. It was like
Think about genres. Like I have no idea who was there, but like what genre was it? Was it like classic rock? Was it like country or rap?
What'd you say? It was what tour?
something Tour Fever.
You can see the logo, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Man, what's that called whenever they tour around?
Touring?
There's something else, man. I seen it the other day.
For the win, you can win it today.
Man, it's all on the line. Do I get a lifeline?
No.
Dang,
No
should-
lifeline.
We couldn't remember who's.
Wasn't Kanye West.
Something Fever Tour.
Music Fever.
Something. Oh man, come on, help me out. I mean, like you almost have it.
Man. I'm gonna be mad because I'm walking there and I know it. No, I just know Fever
I don't
Tour.
think you guys know this and stuff, but I'll say a lyric from it, okay? From the band. Slow ride, take it easy. Does that help?
Ring no bells.
What if you said it? What if you said it
Yeah.
like you were singing it? That might help.
Slow ride. He got me on the drums here.
I guess I know that song, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't know the title of it or nothing. I hear it like in movies. and-
Yeah. Did that help? Take it easy.
Oh no, I played it on Guitar Hero.
Yeah, it was even on Guitar Hero back
you
in
go.
the days.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
They're
where I
that
know.
known?
Mhm.
That's so cool. Yeah. I don't know it. I'm ringing no bells.
Oh, okay, the answer is Fog Hat.
Dang it.
And the tour is called Road Fever Tour.
Dang. I said it kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
I think.
I think with she had got Bianca,
Yeah, she
and
got.
then she got a
She got
portion of it.
Bianca.
So
Kind of got it.
probably with like a quarter of a point, you
Yeah.
you won today.
Just
I'll give
barely.
it to
Keeping up
you.
with
I'll
the
give it to you.
Kardashians
Congratulations.
pays off.
Yes. She
Round of
won
applause.
today's. Hey, but yeah, maybe the audience member could help me out because that was on the cuff. Today was on the cuff and stuff like that. With the Winnebago Public School colors, I'm gonna ask Coach Q. But I'm pretty sure I remember that trophy case. That's where the question came about. I didn't know the Kanye question. Bianca, what?
Sensory.
Sensory?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
Italian.
I didn't
Is she?
know
Oh,
that
she
either.
Italian?
I don't
It
know.
sounds very Italian.
Yeah. Did they have an extravagant wedding or something like that, or was it? I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I didn't see nothing.
There was
Just
no
trying to do
picture.
that just to make her jealous or something like that, or?
Probably moving on.
Yeah.
So it's
know.
pro Kanye over here.
I wonder what it is like behind the scenes.
Somebody
on that
needs
one,
to check on it. We need to get Morningstar counseling on the line for Kanye.
Yeah.
Hey man, he might have talked a little crazy, but he's making some valid points. Nah, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
he got dropped by Adidas.
I
Yeah,
think that was planned though, strategic.
The getting dropped by Adidas.
I think he's trying to get out of some contracts. I don't want to put his business out there.
Oh,
but-
I don't wanna gossip
so
on
he's-
here.
You're saying he's doing some 4D chess. He's you know.
He's playing
the
chess, not
puppet
checkers.
master.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing like
Okay.
a 50 Cent
Okay.
versus Ja Rule beef thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of that,
I didn't know what you meant.
well, I mean, they would come out with the diss tracks and
Yeah.
everything.
Good hype man over here.
Drake versus, whoever he versus and stuff, nowadays.
Drake versus what's his name, Meek Mill.
Yeah, it's kind of it's create some of that trauma and stuff, Then we have Tanya Joe Hall versus the
Every beater now.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, any shout outs?
Shout out Uriah.
No, we're all in high spirits and stuff, but I just want to send my condolences out to my Auntie Bernice and my family, all her kids, and my cousin Noah, and everybody, all my Dega Steve's kids, and all his family.
Yeah, for sure. Good shout out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As always, sending condolences.
Shout outs?
Shout outs. I just want to share something. I always talk about my dog Dwight.
Yeah.
We found out Dwight is a girl. So this whole time we thought he was a boy.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to Dwight. He's
Are you gonna-
two-spirit now.
You
So I
gonna
keep
change-
saying he, I can't get it right. It's she.
Yeah. How did you find that out?
I don't know. My
Is he like a
cousin
little
told
dog?
me. Yeah, and he always had
She?
fur.
He?
She, see?
Ooh,
He always
mistranslated.
had fur, just, never seen nothing. So we just assumed.
I want to plug in real quick. So, Dwight is actually my dog. I think I talked about her. She passed away, but her name was Peanut. That was his mom. And so Dwight, when he used to live with us, me and my brother Bradley, we named them all, and we gave them all like Marvel names. And then so I asked my brother like 5 times. I was like, I think this one's a girl, and he's like, no, that's a boy. And like we're like, oh, we only got 1 girl and 3 boys, and Dwight happened to be the one that got labeled a boy.
Oh,
And
wow.
So I just went
Oh,
with
yeah,
what
didn't even
Bradley
notice.
said. Yeah.
So the name is Dwight? Or
Or that's. Oh, I think we named. I can't remember what we named him.
Wade. That's
Wade.
his middle
Yeah,
name now.
he was after Deadpool.
Dwight Wade.
Dwight Wade Snake.
Oh.
Because in
Dwight.
Deadpool, his name's Wade.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's
All
cool.
right. Mr. Crawford.
Get him a shirt.
I know.
Ooh, shout out to HR. I still got to pick up my prize. I wasn't here last week, so
that was pretty good.
I've never had a bad prize. So yeah.
Have
What'd
you
you
got the
get?
same thing before?
I got a
No, I've never gotten
grill.
the same thing. I did get a grill, and I did once get a Tower fan immediately after I'd gotten a Tower fan. But it's still like a nice gift. It's like
It
if
is.
somebody
It has a
buys you a
remote.
Ferrari
Out of the room or something.
after you just bought a Ferrari, it's like, yeah, you still got 2 Ferraris.
I got an ice maker one year, and I still use it, man. That thing is awesome.
That's
that thing
cool.
is awesome, man. The ice maker, I mean, that is a good gift. So shout out to HR. If you're thinking about working for the Winnebago Tribe, come on, go to the Winnebago Tribe's website and look up the jobs. And yeah, we you know, we're hard workers. Everybody's kind of doing their jobs and everything like that. Shout out to council, administration, CEO, CAO, CFO, everybody. And speaking of the CFO, she ended up winning volleyball. Her and her team.
Really?
She was
Yeah.
in it
Nice.
to win it.
I know, that is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Jasmine Lammers, and shout out to, congratulations to everybody that won. Kickball, I tried to participate in that too. We went, did you guys go through the, what did they call it?
Oh, that inflatable golf course?
No, it was
The
called
escape room.
Escape room.
Ooh.
Yeah, I didn't get to go in there, but it looked pretty fun. Like you could hear
Where'd
people
they do it
screaming
at?
around in there.
They had a trailer. It was a huge trailer that they brought in, and you had to go in there and get locked in and figure it out, you know what I mean? And something about pirates and all this and that and stuff. It was pretty cool, man. It was pretty awesome.
Cool.
But nonetheless, yeah, shout out. That's a good shout out. Definitely. And let us know what you get. And if you
Yeah, we'll
need to
see.
sell it,
Keys-
I'll give you $10
Keys
for it or
a
something.
new car.
All right, folks. You guys have a good rest of your day. And yeah, thank you. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. If you guys need any assistance, or if you know anybody that needs any assistance as far as regarding the heat, watch those heat stroke warnings, excessive heat warning that's going to be taking place now until Thursday. And if you guys need any assistance, make sure you go down to the Winnebago Public Health Department. Shout out to the CHRs, your mom and crew, you know, kind of going out there and make sure that they stay safe as well. So, all right, guys, see you guys next Tuesday, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Hey,